Let us behave like the citizens of our great country, Senegal. We are a democratic country that is seen as an example to the world.
Senegal's constitutional court validated another 13 candidates besides President Ouad's. However, the court rejected singer Youssou N'Dour's candidacy, saying thousands of signatures he provided could not be verified. Youssou N'Dour said he will challenge his disqualification.
Authorities in Nigeria have responded to the recent wave of attacks by the Boko Haram militants with the deployment of hundreds of troops in the northern city of Kano. Nigerian leaders are calling for calm in the wake of recent spate of violence that left hundreds of people dead. And opposition party leaders in the Democratic Republic of Congo say they will take part in negotiations with the government. Despite this promise, the opposition is also demanding what is called correct telling of recent election results. We have details of this and other roundup in this news.
Police and soldiers have been deployed on a large scale in Kano, Nigeria's second largest city in the mostly Muslim north. The city has been hit by a wave of terror attacks claimed by the radical Islamic group Boko Haram. Both Muslims and Christians are now living in fear.
Fortunately, the way God would have it, the Muslims and the Christians, by this bombing, these explosions, have now come together as one.
The Kano police headquarters was attacked on Friday, and one policeman was reported killed. In the past week, Boko Haram terror attacks have claimed more than 185 lives. Opposition officials in DR Congo say they want to hold talks with the government, but only when real election results have been tallied up. This is what they told the Assistant UN Secretary General, who went to Kinshasa to ask them to negotiate. When we talk about mediation in the opposition, we are seeking accountability. We want to be able, in a calm situation, to determine exactly how the voting went. Opposition leaders are questioning the mission of the UN in DRC to back the election process, which they say was full of irregularities. The opposition wants a recounting of votes. The National Resistance Council for Democracy in Côte d'Ivoire is still alive and kicking. This alliance of pro-Gbagbo associations and parties has even chosen a new president, Laurent Dona-Fologo, who follows Bernard Dadier. After being in every government since independence, Laurent Dona-Fologo is seeking to represent an opposition that is respected and respectable.
We now take our second break. The news continues in a moment. Welcome back. In the ongoing African Nations Cup tournament in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon, teams are vying for a spot in the last 8. Co-host Gabon beat highly rated Morocco 3-2 in a dramatic circumstance. Gambian referee Bakary Papa Gassama took charge of his first Nations Cup game of 2012. CFI has details of that story.
24 minutes into the match, Moroccan captain Houssine Kharja sunk the first goal. But Gabon was on the offensive, though it took until the 77th minute for Aubameyang to score. Things then went very fast. 2 minutes later, Cousin scored another goal. A penalty by Kharja in the 90th minute helped to tip things in Gabon's favour. The outcome was decided in the last minutes. Banegoya scored, Gabon won 3-2. With this victory, Gabon qualifies for the quarter-finals.
My heart was in my mouth. I said, help us, Lord, help us.
The aim is to get to the final, a final between Gabon and Guinea. We'll win it. They're going all the way to the finals, and they're going to win it. Even if Ghana or Tunisia or somebody else wins the second round, it doesn't matter.
Gabon was far from being one of the favorites in this year's African Nations Cup. It's only the second time that the team has reached the quarterfinals.
We all hope they will break the record. Like any record in whatever field, this one is meant to be broken, and I think the Panthers will be able to do it. I think they're going to make it to the semi-finals.
Tunisia was the other victor yesterday evening. The Carthage Eagles beat Niger 2-0. They too will play in the quarterfinals. Next Saturday, Ghana goes up against Mali and Botswana against Guinea.
And before we go, a reminder of our headlines. President Jammeh has departed Banjul to join fellow African leaders attending the 18th ordinary session of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. An inferno believed to have emanated from an electric socket has killed a man and his son in Serekunda neighborhood of Dipakunda. Senegal's constitutional court has given President Wade and 13 others the green light to contest February's presidential polls and reject Singer Youssou Ndour's bid to vie for the top job. And hundreds of heavily armed security forces are taking up positions in the northern Nigerian city of Kano as authorities in Abuja make frantic efforts to restore order. You can also follow those stories and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. That's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.
That the International Children's Day of Broadcasting is celebrated every year.
Welcome to the International Children's Day of Broadcasting Kids News. The headlines tonight: the proprietor of Lamtoro Medical Center, Dr. Adam Masala, reveals that girls are more resistant to infections than boys.
B-I-N-G-O, 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 and bingo. What is? Oh, please say hello me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Goody Sun. I really get me.
Without you, my life is in vain. You're only here to dirty. Oh no, oh me, I'm poor. Why did you man quit now?
These stories and much more coming ahead in the news. I am Yahuba and thank you for joining us.
Come on kids, let's have fun. Sing along. Happy kids, happy world.